Hello, Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising sign. I love July for your finances. This can be a real sweet time for some glow up in your revenue, earnings, money, and health and your health of your wealth situation. But it also turns out to be a very interesting month as Mars will collide with Uranus, kaboom, in your 11th house of good spirit, which can be a huge amount of breakthrough energy, especially when it comes to the following themes of windfalls and pennies from heaven. But I'm not guaranteeing that for every Cancer. It's also big breakthroughs in your career gains. So let's talk about how this looks for you in the month of July. We're going to focus today, of course, on first of all, who am I? My name is Lori Lothian. I'm using the Western Tropical Zodiac and the whole sign house system. I'm recording this, by the way, from Portugal on June the 18th, where my Patreon community gets this today. Please bear with me as I wiggle around, try to get this microphone on the go, and I deal with some unsteady internet at times. Okay, thank you so very, very much. So, and like and subscribe if you're new to my channel. I put out 20 to 30 all sign videos every month. The only thing I'm sharing with you this month as a promotion is my Sky Reader class is starting in September, 6 weeks to time your best life and be your own astrologer. You can find the description link below in the description box under the video, how to sign up. Okay. Basically how to actually get on the wait list for when the tuition cart opens and get early bird discounts, etc. in August for September's class. And I am only briefly sharing the enjoyment I have of these almost amazing, beautiful earrings by Milena Devi. I'm staying with her in Portugal as I speak, and I thought I'd share her earrings with you because they're beautiful, and you can buy her custom-made one-of-a-kind earrings with metal, porcelain, fabric, and many other cool mixed media in the description link below, and I'm just sharing as a friend. All right, so let's get talking about the sky for you guys. So Cancer, first of all, number one thing we need to talk about as we begin the month is where the major planetary changes are. You know, planets move signs on the regular, who's moving where. I mean, Jupiter is stabilized in your 12th house all the way through to next June. And, you know, Saturn's in your ninth house until 2026. But with Jupiter in your 12th house, this is a really good time for every Cancer to benefit greatly from the spiritual liberation of a teacher or a guru or a course of educational knowledge that allows for spiritual awakening or spiritual liberation to be had. Although Jupiter here in the 12th house is also really good for you to have a sort of a bountiful, productive, and prosperous story around money if it comes from far off foreign lands and shores, especially these days, borderless international revenue or sources of international money. And sometimes when Jupiter is in the 12th house, we take up courses of study that are deeply meaningful to us, as this is angular to both houses 9 and 3. And so you may be engaging in the desire to learn, and this is true till next June. What I think I want to point to mostly is what at the beginning of this video, when we'll break it down chronologically after the planetary changes of signs. Let's start with Mars. You know, Mars started about the June 9th or so, moving through your 11th house of good spirit, which is a powerfully positive house. And as he moves through here, he'll be continuing that journey until July 21st. Sometimes we can have disagreements with friends or elder siblings, or we can want to cut ties with those people, or they can cut ties with us. Now, on the other hand, when Mars is moving through your 11th house, he does flow to you. So it can also engender a lot of excitement, a lot of communication, or a lot of connection with larger groups of belonging, friendship circles, etc. If you're in a career path in which you want to be more ambitiously focused and perseveringly bulldozing with your willpower to achieve greater gains in that career, you can do that as well. The gains financially and in the reputation space sometimes come into the 11th house from the 10th. Mars, however, is aiming this month, the big news, which is like breakthrough, I'm going to call these videos something for every sign, something like breakthrough, breakdown, breakthrough, or something. Mars is going to crash into Uranus, which is that breakthrough energy. And he will do that on July the 15th. And that's such an important signature for the sky for everybody. You know, Mars is about cutting, ending, severing, and change and slicing through something. And Uranus is unexpected, pineal gland downloads, shocks and awe, you know. In your sky, it has to do with that 11th house, a very shocking, surprising breakthrough energy with regards to a sibling who's older, with regards to a friend or ally or benefactor. And it feels positive to you because your Cancer sun moon, or rising flows to that. Now, you're listening for your sun if it's about your career and purpose, and your moon if it's about your body and your home and safety, but you're listening for your rising sign to do with everything in your life, really, because the rising sign is a character view in the game of life. So keep that in mind, but all three of those are useful. And this energy of the 11th whole sign house is exciting, positive karmic rewards as well from the karmic debt paid off in that sixth house. And so you may find you have some unexpected breakthroughs in your money because we get money from our career and we get also some kind of windfall energy sometimes off of the 11th house. So looking for those energies to be really intense around the middle of the month. And you want to give it a week before and a week after, right? So let's take that July 15th, 16th and go a week before and a week after and expect some unexpected developments. But are they primarily, in my humble opinion, positive, especially given there's a whole sign flow to Saturn in your ninth house of God. So let's just say it feels good to me for you. Now, we're going to move into the planetary movement of Mars out of Taurus, which is on July 21st, where until September the 5th, he'll be traveling through your 12th house. A lot of time I notice people travel when this happens. Jupiter would be travel for learning, spiritual attainment, for enjoyment, or something very magnanimous. But Mars is like, let's go. You know, we're in the 12th house of far off foreign shores. We're going to go places. Where do we want to adventure to? So a lot of Cancer rising in particular, maybe wanting to go on big adventures abroad to far off places, starting on July 21st to September the 25th. If you don't do that, Mars is really great here at helping you cut away those addictions, self-undoing bad habits and patterns. And also with Jupiter there, you have protection from the bad side of Mars, which, you know, he's a malefic. So we'd say, like, even though the 12th house is hospitals and prisons and insane asylums and stuff, Mars may, as he goes through here, be somebody you know is in a condition of, say, isolation of some sort. And yet Jupiter is bonifying the situation and all things will work out. Okay, that's best I can say. Someone's in the hospital that you know and they've injured themselves, but Jupiter's protecting them, for example. And so all said and done, it doesn't look so bad. It's not about you. The 12th house is about other situations and people. And if you make money in the online world, digital income, borderless revenue, Mars will maybe get you grinding, working hard, passionately, churning up more revenue. Jupiter is expanding that revenue as well, all the way through till next June. So online digital revenue, income from foreign lands and foreign entities, including companies, is looking good on you, to say the very least, during this year-long Jupiter transit, right? And now we have Mars giving you some chutzpah, ambition, and drive. It's kind of a nice, perfect combination. So hang on a sec, everybody. There. I need to change the lighting on my computer. Let's keep moving into the narrative. What about Venus, you know, the goddess of money and love? What's she up to this month for you? Well, as we approach the beginning of the month, because back in June, around the 16th of June, she entered the sign of Cancer. She's still there until July the 11th. So that means in those first couple of weeks of July, Venus is beautifying you, making you healthy and happy and persuasive. Maybe you've got a new haircut. Maybe you're changing your wardrobe. Maybe you're just feeling happy to be you. Maybe you're more in love with yourself. Maybe the world sees you as more persuasive and charismatic as well. And as Venus continues to move through that part of your sign until July 11th, all I can say is enjoy it. Just enjoy the glow up. It makes you quite attractive in the eyes of other people. And then as you continue forward, she moves July 12th through to August the 5th into your second house. That's your money glow up that I introduced the video with. Venus here is good at spending as well, but she's also good at procuring things that you would desire to possess that are beautiful, or she just gives your overall financial situation a kind of dreamy glow. She wants to support you in your financial wellness, in your resources, in your savings, and in your possessions. And as she moves through that second house, July 12th to August 5th, things look a little bit better and more easy on the money front. Well, she also can help you absorb beautiful, pleasurable substances through your throat and mouth as well. And you might have a more of an indulgent sweet tooth or a taste for the pleasurable. And you may overindulge sometimes because Venus in Leo is quite entitled during the time she transits through there. So I could just say, you know, July 12th to August 5th, be careful for overindulgences and substances of great joy and pleasure physically through your ingestion of those things. If you want to get a facial rejuvenation procedure or you want to, get your dental work redone or something, Venus can help you with that. This is the part of the chart that represents your face. And that's true from July 12th to August the 5th. Now, Mercury, her sidekick, who never travels too far from Venus or the sun, is literally going to be moving on July the 3rd out of Cancer. He was there most of the last part of June. And in Cancer, he was working his charm and helping you become a great communicator, an effective mediator, a great ideator. Now he moves on July 3rd through to July 26th into the sign of Leo. That's your second house for Venus will also be there. Remember, July 12th to August 5th. So there's an overlap of time, actually, when both Mercury, the negotiator, the communicator, and the ideator will be in your money house with Venus. And that overlap is July the 12th through to July the 26th, making that an exceptionally positive time for your earnings or for applying for a new job or for having an incredible amount of persuasive, powerful speech available to you that is quite charming and beautiful, or maybe even a great time to negotiate a deal on a possession you wish to sell or buy. So those things are looking really sweet. Mercury is like literally a commercial guy, and Venus is a money goddess. And so financial, commercial money matters are looking kind of really kind of nice, actually. And I just think Mercury, plain old Mercury's happening in your second house. It's really good when you want to sell things or buy things, right? It's kind of a commercial market guy in a house of possessions. What do you want to buy? What do you want to sell? And with Venus there, what beautiful things do you want to buy or sell? And it just glows up your money, period. Venus rules your fourth house of home, property, and real estate. Therefore, a lot of you may want to find home, property, and real estate beautification things as well, to add to the beauty of your home. And certainly, if anybody here is wanting to buy or sell real estate, because that is a possession, or buy a new car or something, those are also very auspicious at this time. Again, Mercury's aiding you in all of that, July the 3rd to the 26th, and it's all systems go. And then, of course, and you're lucky, right? You always wanted to buy a Ferrari and you can't believe that you found one at half price, And then at the end of it all, he goes into his home kingdom of Virgo starting on July 27th. He'll be there till August 13th. And because he retrogrades back into Leo, he'll spend more time in your money and possessions house. But consider July 27th to about August 13th, that window of time, you're really good in your writing projects, your online social media, in negotiating with neighbors, with connecting and conversing with siblings. Third house matters are on the agenda at the tail end of the month of July. Let's go ahead and let's keep going. What about the breakdown of the month? We're not going to do the moons, right? There is a new moon in Cancer. I will just briefly mention it on July the 5th, which is wonderful. It's a new beginning, a fresh start for you. Happens every year around this time. So you are going to reset some agendas in your life and you're going to start fresh. And then there's a full moon, a second full moon at 29 degrees of Capricorn. That's called a blue moon. We had one in June. You're coming to a 29-degree fulfillment and erotic completion, a full moon in a house of relationship, marriage, significant business partners, client, audience, and marketplace, because the 7th house is 10 houses from your 10th. And there's a full light shining there for you to see things you couldn't see before, full moon, to complete and end what needs to be finished, to fulfill something. And this can unfold over 6 months after this full moon, not just in the short term of 2 weeks after. And again, we're talking about July the 21st. Now, I'm going to break this guy down into a bit of a breakdown of the dates. And I want you to get ready to, to note them. All right. July the 1st to the 3rd. You're going to look at even to the 4th, this flow from Venus, a benefic planet, goddess of money and love, still sitting at this point in the house of you in a beautiful love to Saturn, who's in your 9th house until, by the way, whole sign house, until 2026. Saturn in your 9th house is trying to help you align with traditional spiritual values if you want to, and maybe even go back to church or find a religious path. Maybe up here, he's helping you be more serious about what you wish to learn and study, what you wish to teach, about travel to places that are deeply karmatic, etc. And so, and also to, put a lot of effort into education, a lot of hard work into legal and court matters. These are ninth house stories, and find the deeper meaning of your life. So as he's going through your ninth house in general here to 2026 February, he's flowing to your Cancer ascendant. So you don't mind this energy. You're receiving it gratefully. And as Saturn continues through that ninth house, right, we're seeing this window of the first 4 days of July where Venus receives him from the house of you, and the energy is very flowy. Luck is Venus's forte. So some lucky breaks in travel, education, meaning of life, and spiritual opportunities come forth in the first week of July. Then also Mercury will trine Neptune, also up there in your ninth house with Saturn as he's hanging with Venus. So some good, interesting news, dreamy, unexpected news. A lot of this for some of you might look like not unexpected, but a positive, dreamy dream come true, travel or educational or legal development in your lives, okay, in the first few days of July. Travel to far off shores, especially. And then we move to July 4th when Mars will sextile Saturn. Now, Mars is the, ambition, drive, and willpower guy, action, etc. Action, cut. And he's going to be in Taurus, which is your 11th house, whole sign house, flowing to Saturn. Basically, the Saturn receiving the Mars energy from your ninth house, travel with an elder sibling, educational opportunities with a friend or ally or benefactor, a greater increase in your financial gain from your career through some support from a father figure, or an international person. All kinds of options here for you. A positive financial remuneration development from your career path connected to guides, advisors, teachers, and mentors. Saturn in your ninth house. Saturn, human resources is often a ninth house thing. Mars is changing in your job or action in the career space. So some, good things there. You could be headhunted. If you're looking for work, you might find something breaking through for you around July the 4th. On July the 8th, there's a lot going on, but it's a positive. First of all, Venus is delivering a surprise and you like it. And she's in the house of you, flowing to Uranus. Unexpected financial surprises connected to your work. Positive. Unexpected surprises in general connected to an elder sibling that are positive. And you're receiving that in a state of joy and gratitude because Venus is in the house of you. So those unexpected developments are there around July the 8th, and they're going to deepen and take on another sort of spin, okay, another direction around July 16th to the 18th. You may connect those dots when the sun also sextiles Uranus. So see if you can't connect those two stories together of unexpected surprises connected to allies and benefactors, hopes, dreams, and wishes, gains financially from your career, and benefits from an elder sibling. Back on July the 8th as well, Mercury, moving through your second house of money and earnings, flows to Jupiter in the 12th house. For those of you who make money at foreign lands, foreign shores, and international revenue, that's going to be a nice little breakthrough, glow up, happy news, happy news stories, happy information. Phone calls, emails, and text messages, Mercury's forte coming through. You might be very delighted and very happy with what is showing up for you at that time. And with Jupiter also meaning potentially guru or teacher or spiritual guide, especially in the 12th house of liberation, moksha, spiritual liberation, moksha, there's a spiritual moment coming through the sky here. And maybe you're going to have some kind of, what would I call that energy for you? Some kind of phone call, conversation, or email. But Mercury's in a house of speech. You may be speaking to such a person or have an educational opportunity coming through as well. And again, we're talking about July the 8th. Give or take a day or two, as always, on either side. All right, always bracket these things. I don't look for everything on one day, and your time zone is also relevant. July the 10th to the 12th, the sun will flow to Saturn. Sun will be in Cancer, and then Saturn, of course, is still in your ninth house. This is a lot of energy coming from the sun in the sign of you. Sometimes that's hard on the body. So, it can increase your radiance and vitality, but can also feel like you're burning up a bit. So like take care of yourself. And if you're listening for your rising sign, especially not to burn out on driving for purpose and meaning or something, but nonetheless, I do not mind this energy for you. So Sun trine Saturn, solid gains in your professional endeavors or educational endeavors or in alignment with guides and mentors supporting you to really shine brightly in the world. That could look also like breakthroughs and deals to do with book publishing as well, which your ninth house is publications in general. And Venus in Cancer trines Neptune. Now, Venus in Cancer, moving through the sign of you, making you more lovable, beautiful, and self-loving as well. She flows to Neptune. What kind of dreamy, spiritual, mystical, soulmatey vibe wants to come through from another place that could be about universities and campuses and far off lands and publications and book publishing and academic environments. These are all things to do with the ninth house. And you might just feel like if you want to take it on as a feeling state, a sense of mystical unity with all that is. For any of you seeking mystical unity with all that is, I'd say it's a good time to do also psychedelics or any kind of journey medicines as well. And we're talking about July 10th to the 12th. On July the 12th, though, then Venus ingresses or moves into Leo and comes into an opposition to Pluto. And that's going to be intense energy. There's no two ways about it. I'm not going to lie to you. When Venus is in this part of the sky, who did I just say? So let me rephrase that. What was I just looking at? Yeah, Venus and Leo, Venus and Leo, Venus and Leo. So Venus and Leo. Okay, let's get back to this. What was the exact date of this thing I was looking at on my notes? Yeah, July 12th. Venus on July 12th is opposite Pluto in your eighth house. It's a money problem. Okay. So yes, most of this is a good sky for you. Pluto Venus is a wealth yoga, but it's an opposition. There's going to be a power struggle of some sort around money. It could have to do with taxes, banks, loans, mortgages, the money you share with your spouse. And there may be Venus, money, Pluto, betrayal, jealousy, possession, but also just power struggles as well. So some kind of glitch in the matrix around the 12th of July or the 13th of July around financial matters for sure. It's short-lived. It will pass. Don't let it take you down is my advice. It will not last. Venus is spending a nice long time in your second house. So whatever this is a short-term glitch. On July the 14th and the 15th, Mars and Uranus will come together. I've already mentioned this to you, but Mars and Uranus is explosive. It's breakthrough. It's breakdown. It's energetically intense. But again, it's in your 11th house of good spirit, a positive house. And those breakthroughs are maybe with siblings and benefactors, allies, and career gains. I addressed it earlier in the video. Go listen back. On July 16th, until July the 18th. That's when that Sun trines Uranus, picking up whatever good things, sextiles, Venus created on July the 8th. So look for those continuing stories. I think that to me, when I look at July 16th and 18th with the Sun in a flow from the house of you've got the cards in your hand, right? It's yours to lose, right? Or to win because you have the Sun in the sign that belongs to you. But if it's your Sun in Cancer, it's your career matters, and your moon, it could be about your home. And if it's your Cancer rising, it's definitely about career gains and some unexpected, surprising, positive developments. When we get to July 21st and July 22nd, Mars begins at the very beginning of this, like July 20th, 19th, 2021, Mars is forming a lovely flow to Neptune because he's at the tail end, the very end of Taurus. And so you're going to see some dreamy dreams come true, realized hopes, dreams, and wishes energetically in those days of the 19th to the 20th, 21st of July. Then, though, we move into the 21st, 22nd, 23rd, and then Mars begins to flow to Pluto. Now, that's extraordinarily powerful energy. Mars is trining Pluto from your 12th house to Pluto in your 8th house, a chunky money. Pluto, Jupiter can be a wealth yoga in general. It's also good for power, wealth, success, ambition, and results that look good on you. But because Pluto's in the house of money you share with another, inheritance monies, money with your spouse, banks, loans, mortgages, and taxes, government money, this energy with Jupiter in your 12th can be very subtle. It can be something going on in a backroom deal or negotiation that benefits you financially. It can be a sudden amount of financial resourcefulness coming from the institutions of hospitals and prisons and mental health institutions. Those are possible. You never know. Maybe you're going to find something good happening in those environments. If with Pluto in your eighth house, a lot of your wealth over the next 2 decades, Cancers, is coming from the eighth house. And I include royalty income for book publishing there. I include passive income in your eighth house because you share the royalty income with the publisher, that kind of thing. Money you share with another. So can you keep in mind you might be getting a first taste here. You have only one more Jupiter-Pluto trine coming in this lifetime. And that's, a few years from now, 12 years from now in this way. So it's a lovely little glow. And I'm going to do a whole separate video on how this shows you the way about where you can resource your financial wellness, even in stock market investments, etc., and bank loans and mortgages and all of that, and shared monies with others, and rather than earnings and actually making money all the time, right? In the traditional way. So that's what I'm going to say with a first taste of that power and wealth and success is going on here for you in a nice way. Do you remember the date? July 21st, 22nd. You're also having at the very same time that anoretic 29-degree full moon in your marriage house. So there's a lot going on that window of time as well, 2 weeks afterward. Pluto at the first degree and retrograding through your eighth house of chunky money and shared resources with the spouse will go back into the spouse house September, October, November. And so if anyone's involved in separation of assets and divorce settlements with a spouse, this is definitely that story looking good on you on 21st, 22nd of July, thanks to the Pluto trine. Maybe your lawyer's a backroom dealing with negotiator, or maybe your good karmic past life stuff is roosting on your behalf to win the day in your shared resources with a divorce or separation kind of storyline. All right, moving into the next story. On the month of July 21st, 22nd, 23rd, still, we're going to see some surprises because Mercury in Leo, your money house, squares Uranus. I wish I could say this is going to be a happy surprise. It may not be, because Mercury, well, he can deliver all the news that's fit to print about money and resources, is giving you a little bit of unexpectedness with a Uranus and a square, meaning it may feel gritty. But squares also demand action and decisions, maybe rapid fire action and decisions around financial matters, having to be decided by you July 21st to the 22nd. And it can involve shared resources with a spouse. All of a sudden you need the money to pay off something, or all of a sudden both of you have to get the money together to buy a house, or all of a sudden there's an opportunity for some possession to be purchased and it's expensive and you think you can afford it and you have to make radical, shocking, quick, fast-moving decisions. Those sorts of things are looking really powerfully there, July 21st to the 23rd. Finally, as we end the month out, we're going to see this. Every day, July 24th to the 28th, right? 24, 25, 26, 27, 28th of July. Mars is in lockstep, keeping pace with the sun in a sextile. Mars in Gemini, your 12th house, under the protection of Lord Jupiter, will keep sextiling that sun in your earnings and money and finances and resources second house. What can I say other than whatever Mars is doing on the end of this month? Let's just go 24th to the end of the month. It has to do with giving a tremendous amount of will, drive, support, and actionable decision-making from backroom deals and negotiations toward greater financial resourcefulness in your sky. So I don't know what it is, because the 12th house is quite subtle. And if you're doing soul work here, this is extremely powerful for also to break through those addictions. Do you have an addiction, a bad habit, a self-defeating pattern? If you do, and some of us do, the things you put in your mouth, the things you ingest, right, are going to have a turning point. And it's an ideal time to have the stamina, willpower, drive to quit an addiction or a substance habit formation, July 24th to the 28th. Thank you for listening. I really appreciate you guys. Or on the 24th to 28th, you're traveling. I should have said that. Mars likes to travel. second house travel would be travel for financial reasons or work reasons. All right. Thank you for listening to this Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Don't forget, you can subscribe to my channel and like it because it won't hurt my channel. It'll only hurt it, help it, not hurt it. You can join my Sky Reader 6-week live class, learn to be your own astrologer, time your best life, starting in September. Get on the wait list and join my Patreon community. You get 2 free gifts, Chiron, the Key to Purpose, and Synastry. Are You My Person astrology classes? I've taught them. Replays available for free. Those are $44 on the open market. You get them for nothing just for giving me a try. Why the hell not? All right, everybody. Have a wonderful, amazeballs, incredibly powerful, very merry month of July. Ciao, ciao.